So welcome back to Relatable with Nikki. Our topic for today is something that I never thought I'd tackle in public, but because it's the Lenten season, sige na nga, we'll try it and try not to get bashed, I guess. So our topic is, are we still Catholic? The role of, religion in our modern lives. In today's episode, I'm going to be writing solo. So, to start off, I grew up, I guess, like most Filipinos. Or I'm not even sure if that's right. But I grew up going to Catholic school, going to Sunday Mass. We have, yung mga religious objects, and we had an altar. And we would say the rosary every day. My parents would go to Mass every single day in the morning. And then in the afternoon, they would also pay a visit sa chapel. But now that I'm in my 50s, I've been asking myself, everything that we practiced as a child, was that really necessary? And where does my religion fit in my life today? So today's episode is all about unpacking my faith. So just a little bit of a disclaimer na this may resonate with you. You may relate, you may not relate. So, like what our, I guess, spiritual gurus say, take what resonates. And if it applies to you, great. If it doesn't, we don't have to fight about it because I'm only speaking from my personal point of view. So today I'm unpacking my faith, spirituality, family expectations, and, figuring out what we actually believe in, not just what we were taught. So let me start by saying growing up Catholic in the Philippines is a lot of work. I mean, from my side of the family, I guess. So I went to Catholic school from, I guess, the very first day that I started studying up until high school. So in elementary, as you have known from episode 1, I went to Holy Spirit school with my friends Argentina, and we had First Friday Mass, and we even had to change, uniforms para sa First Friday. And we had every day, girl, na-memorize ko yung litany just by hearing my dad say it every single day. I didn't have a book to refer it to, just because I was hearing it say it or pray it every single day. Na-memorize ko siya. Ganon level. And alam ko lagi ako mataas sa religion na subject kasi nga, like, hindi kami pinapayagan ng bata kami manood ng ibang TV show if it's not a religious thing. Like Ten Commandments, like The Day the Sun Danced, yung kwento ng Fatima, and yung sa Lourdes, ganyan. So yun lang yung mga pwede na panoorin. That also meant that growing up, dapat lagi kang good girl, and you cannot wear your new clothes kapag hindi mo pa siya naisimba. Ganon. And I always, when I was growing up, susunod lang ako sa parents ko. I never really questioned anything. So now, meron tayong tinatawag na, yung faith ko ba nun is fear-based or is it curiosity-based spirituality? Or am I just guilty? Kasi when I finally lived on my own, nagkaroon ako ng phase in my life na hindi talaga ako nagsisimba. I'm not saying that I'm super religious again now, but I guess I just have a different kind of belief. I'm still Catholic, but I also believe na hindi lang ang pagiging Katoliko ay sa pagsimba lang every Sunday. It can also be how you treat other people, how you make sure na you not only pray when you're in church, but you also pray when you're alone. Whether you're happy, whether you're sad, you need something, you always pray. That it's not just praying, it's also a conversation with God. Diba? And I had this conversation recently with Casey wherein we talked about kapag kayong hindi ka nakapagsimba on a Sunday, parang may mabigat sa dibdib mo for the whole week. Kami lang ba yun? Please tell me na hindi lang kami yun. So, in my 30s, I guess I started to shift my beliefs in terms of religion. Ikaw, do you still go to church? If not, bakit? Alam ko marami ng iba nag-convert sila to born-again Christians, merong iba nag-convert na sila to other religions. That's totally fine. I don't, I'm sorry, but I don't believe a narcissistic type of religion wherein, and I'm not particularly pertaining to just one religion. Maraming ganito. But that kind of what irks me kapag sinabi nila na sila lang yung akyat ng langit. Girl, ang daming tao sa buong mundo. India pa lang, they have so many beliefs, they have so many religions, but we cannot say na tayo lang. Of course, everybody has a chance to go to heaven. And I think the most important thing is that you have faith and you have a God that you believe in. And I guess my question is, faith versus religion, are they the same for you now? Kasi for me, it's not. Some of the questions that I also kind of asked myself when I started going into this deeper dive of my faith and my religion is that, okay lang kaya yun to not believe in everything that you were taught growing up? Minsan kasi, I feel more connected to God kapag I'm on my own in prayer kaysa yung nasa church ako for everyone to see. Or is that even considered a good thing? Especially nung pandemic, di ba? Siyempre, di naman tayo pwede lumabas and the churches were kind of closed. So, that is also kind of where I learned that He is present everywhere. You don't have to be in a church. The church is something, it is His house. So you go there to pay your respects, but you can also talk to Him anywhere. And I've always believed, kasi yung parents ko, they were Opus Dei. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but they're like super conservative talaga. But I had a fun childhood because I was part of a girls club. Marami kaming, activities nung lumalaki kami that I feel like contributed to how I am and how I am doing today. So, alam mo yun. But also, I've always believed their teaching na there is goodness and sainthood in normal things. You don't have to be a martyr or have to sacrifice your whole life and, die for you to be a saint. You can see it in everyday things. So, I guess yun yung isa sa mga nag-change nung lumaki ako. Do I still go to church? Yes, I try to go to church every Sunday because that's the Lord's Day. The role of religion, I guess, in relationships and family gatherings. Now, I see na, for example, weddings, mas pinag-iisipan na siya ngayon. Baptisms, holidays. But also, because the Philippines is a religion-based country, culture natin, yung religion natin is very deep into our culture as a country. Meron ding mga bagay na mahirap i-push. For example, divorce. Like, stand ko kasi dyan, even though I am Catholic, is that I am not looking at na yung taong maghihiwalay. I'm looking more of yung mga nasa abusive relationships, especially women, so that they can get out of that relationship and build another life without, that part of them haunting them. Because, for example, let's just say I'm a girl, I get married, syempre I'll take that surname. Syempre, for example, if I got married 10, 15, 20 years ago, I wouldn't really know, di ba, na pwede palang gamitin ko na lang yung maiden name ko at hindi ko siya i-adopt. But, in all my IDs and everywhere I go, I will still be married. And down the line, if I need help verification about me being married and hindi kami naging ex ko, I won't be able to get his ID or his ID get verified or whatever, diba? That's the thing. And if ever, I cannot purchase assets. I cannot buy a car, buy a house or whatever kasi, diba? It's gonna be conjugal. I guess, merong good thing at bad thing yon. The good thing about it is that pinag-iisipan na ngayon lalo ng mga tao before they get married, but also at the same time, the bad thing is that if you're already there, then, there's really no escape. I don't believe everything that I was taught nung bata ako. For example, I don't wear my new clothes to church muna before I use them. Sometimes I try, but sometimes I forget, especially if I bought something specific for a specific occasion. Hindi ko na siya nasusuot to church muna, diba? And also, I don't do the rosary every day. My mom probably prays like, I don't know, 10 sets of rosaries every single day. I don't do that. I don't go to mass every day, but I pray every day. So I don't know if that counts. But I also know that I won't change my religion. I was born a Catholic, I'll die a Catholic. And I am very happy, and I'm also a Marian devotee. So I love Mama Mary. So I know this is a very taboo subject, but I guess it just needs to get out of there. And I guess in my face, I started creating my own version of spirituality. Parang I have respect for other religions. I don't need to discredit or bash other religions. I am in a world where I understand that there are multiple nationalities, multiple cultures, multiple religions, and we're all valid. I define my values now as something that is inspired by religion. And when I say inspired, it doesn't mean it's driven. It's not the only thing that drives my values. It is inspired by it, but I don't have kids, but if I did, I would raise my future kids with faith and with religion, of course. I'll take them to church, I'll take them to mass, I'll make them active participants, but not to the point naman na over. How do I talk to my family about changing beliefs? I don't. I saw this question on TikTok the other day. How do you talk to your family about changing beliefs? I don't, because like I said earlier, nandun ako sa point in my life na I respect you. If that is what you believe, I respect you. And it's not just religion. It's also like anything and everything. Politics, bahala ka sa mo yan, malaki ka na, right? So I don't talk to them about changing anything. Someone asked me, one of my religious friends asked me, paano yung spiritual ka, but you're not subscribing to all the doctrines of the church pa yun? Sagot ko sa kanya, yeah. Because religion is not supposed to be one size fits all. Hindi pwedeng lilipat ka because dito sa religion na to, mayroong isang bagay na hindi sila naniwala sa'yo. For example, the Catholic religion does not honor LGBT. I don't know if they accept, the Pope does, but I don't know, like, probably here sa Pinas hindi. But it is not a factor for me to leave this religion. Kasi wala namang perfect na religion eh. That's why it's called faith. Because you need to have faith. Diba? So, if there was one thing I guess that I learned growing up in a very ultra-conservative home is that it has helped me build my faith and my religion to where it is now. And it has helped me understand, to respect, to understand other people's religions as well and their cultures. And my friends know I am not the person to go to when it comes to religion. You shouldn't, because this is a very taboo subject for me. But I just want to say, if you've ever felt confused, disconnected, or even guilty about where you stand when it comes to religion, please know that you're not alone. This episode wasn't about disrespecting the faith we grew up with, but about, asking honest questions, checking in with ourselves, and allowing space for change. Whether you still light a candle before an exam or, you found peace in a different path, what matters is that it feels true for you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're loving these conversations, give the show a rating, leave us a review, or DM me on TikTok at Nikki. Please follow Relatable with Nikki on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram too. And as always, choose peace, choose healing, and stay relatable. I'll catch you on the next episode, and have a great Easter, guys. Bye.